Hello everybody, welcome to all of you in our YouTube channel Crack Your Exam. Today we will discuss a very important topic of competitive English, which is rearrangement. This topic will be very much helpful for your IBPS and SSC exams and in some other competitive exams where English is there. So rearrangement, re plus arrangement. There are some sentences which are already arranged but not in a proper way. We have to rearrange it. That is why it is called rearrangement. So before I start this video, I will request you to share this video among your friends so that maximum student will be benefited from this. Let's start our today's class. So in this video, basically you will have all the complete package of rearrangement. What do you mean by that? First of all, we will learn how to rearrange those sentences. As you can see here, there are basically two types of rearrangement as per the pattern of exam. So first of all, we will discuss what are the two types and how to solve rearrangement. And thereafter, using those tricks which I am going to tell you, we will solve some rearrangement. As you can see, there are some rearrangement questions, and these are already very important question for your exam. This has already come in your exam. So let's start today's class. So first of all, in type 1, what is the type of rearrangement? In type 1, generally it is the basic type. Basic type means, I mean to say, in rearrangement question, definitely the passage will be based on a certain issue or certain story. So whenever there is a story or issue or the description of any article or description of any incident, there must be a introductory speech. There must be an introduction. So the first sentence will be the introduction to your passage. So first sentence will be introduction to the passage. Now, how can you understand that whether a sentence is introductory sentence or not? See, if I say introduce yourself, then how to start? First you will say that what is your name. So introductory sentence must have a noun or a name or an independent noun. So moreover, you can say introductory sentence must have an independent noun, because there may be more than one noun in different sentences, but the independent one which has no link with any other noun in the passage, that is independent noun, and the introductory sentence must have that independent noun. So first of all, you need to identify where is your independent noun. Independent noun, as I am writing here, you must see independent noun. Now let us give you an example. Independent noun means what? Suppose in a certain sentence you have profit, in another sentence you have economy. Now you can easily tell me which one is independent. Does profit come under economy or does economy come under profit? So definitely you know that profit comes under economy. So profit is the term of economy. So here economy is the independent noun. So whatever passage you may be given in your exam, the first sentence must be the introduction. Now next couple of sentences. Suppose the passage describes some incident. If any incident happens, then there are two things, as you know. First of all, why does it happen? And second, how does it happen and its result. So after introduction, you need to identify those sentences which indicates a cause, means cause of that incident, cause of incident, if the passage is based on any incident. So cause, basically there's a question in your mind, why does it happen or how does it happen. Next couple of sentences, you need to identify how does it happen, means description. means how does it occur actually, how. And thereafter one or two sentence may be the conclusion, means what we have learned from this, means what is the effect of the incident. So in last sentence you can say conclusion, and sometimes conclusion may include a result or may not include a result. Sometimes result is given in just before conclusion. So in the next couple of sentences, as I have mentioned here, after sentence 2 and 3, you need to identify those sentences which states a description and also which states the result. Result means whatever happened, what is the result of that, the estimate of profit or loss, whatever. And in final sentence you need to have a conclusion. Conclusion means what we have gained from that passage, what we have learned from that passage. Suppose, as you are all aware, that there is a massive destruction due to Amphan in our state of West Bengal. So if we have a passage based on that, so there must be a certain introductory sentence. Then what is the cause of Amphan? The cause, as you know, so you identify those causes, and then the destruction, the estimates of destruction, which is result, and finally conclusion, what is required to do and what should have been done, which has not been done in a whatever reason, due to whatever reason. So what we need to do further to tackle this type of situation. So this is your conclusion. So this is type 1. This is type 1 of your rearrangement. So this type of rearrangement may be given in your exam, so where it is not a very uphill task for you. It is very simple. You just need to identify the sentence stating introduction, then identify the sentence stating some cause of incident, which is why, and then you identify the sentence stating how, means how the incident occur and the result of that incident. So you can easily identify those sentences, as I know, and you must know that. And final sentence will be a conclusion. So any passage is based on this pattern. This is type 1. Hope you have understood this. If you have any query, you can mention it in the comment box. Next, move to type 2. Let's see what is another type of rearrangement. Now in type 2, we will see the modern type of passage. In the earlier passage, in the type 1, as you have seen, that is traditional structure. But in type 2, that is modern passage. Modern passage means instead of giving any incident or instead of describing an incident, this passage is based on certain facts. It means if you read those sentences, you may not be able to segregate them in the form of introduction, conclusion, or description, or cause or effect, because all the sentences are based on certain facts. So in type 2, the passage is based on a fact or information. Fact or information based passage. So you need to link those facts and information. As I have mentioned that in this type 2, you may not be able to segregate those sentences in the group of introduction, cause, effect, conclusion. Why? Because there is no mention of this. Each sentence is independent sentence having certain fact. Then how to rearrange those sentences? There must be something given. So instead of giving cause, effect, conclusion, introduction, what they provide some grammatical and logical link. What they provide some link. The link may be grammatical or logical. The link may be grammatical link, or it may be logical link, So instead of providing the introduction, cause, effect, conclusion, what they provide some logical and grammatical link. You need to identify those links so that you can arrange those sentences. But whatever, make sure one thing, whatever the passage, it may be type 1 or it may be type 2, the first sentence must be your introductory sentence. So first sentence must be the introduction to the passage. And how to identify introductory sentence? As I have mentioned, it must contain an independent noun. Independent noun. So here you can identify which one is your introductory sentence. Now, as you have got a noun here, so the most probable link will be a pronoun. So in next sentence, you may have the same noun or a pronoun. So as you got a noun here, so next sentence, there may be a link between noun and pronoun, or noun and noun, between noun and noun, or between noun and pronoun. As I have mentioned, grammatical link. So this is called grammatical link. So I am saying from my experience that most of the grammatical links are based on noun and pronoun. You need to identify the appropriate pronoun of the noun mentioned in the earlier sentence. And thereafter, from statement 2 to statement 3, there may be some other grammatical link. Now, grammatical link may be the link of noun pronoun, the link of verb and corresponding adverb, the link of auxiliary verb with different forms of main verb, different forms of main verb. It may be the link of preposition with other word, or it may be based on some conjunction. As you know, there are some conjunctions. Suppose, for example, no sooner, it is a conjunction, and you all know no sooner is followed by then. So if in a certain sentence there is no sooner, then in the next sentence there must be then. So you can identify. Similarly, there is a conjunction called hardly, and which must be followed by when. So if in any sentence there is a word called hardly, so next sentence there must be when if it is used as a conjunction. As you know, hardly may be used as conjunction and also may be adverb. So if it is conjunction, then only it will be followed by when. Similarly, you may know the different other relations. For example, after to, generally we should use original form of the main verb. So if any sentence ends with to, then next sentence you must have to search for any original form of the verb. But sometimes to may be followed by fourth form, that is verb plus ing. For example, addicted to, looking forward to, with a view to. For example, I am looking forward to meeting you soon. For example, he is addicted to smoking. So these are some exceptions. Otherwise, to must be followed by original form of the main verb. So these are some links, and there are some other links like and, but. Suppose if and joins two sentences, so it joins similar type of sentence. Sentence may be positive or negative. If the sentence before and is positive, then sentence after and is also positive. But joins opposite nature sentence. If it is positive, then after sentence the sentence after but will be negative. So these are some grammatical and logical links. It means that is your common sense, and you need to have a concept of grammar. But from my experience, I am saying in most of the cases you need to find out the link between noun to noun or noun to pronoun. In 70% cases you will have this type of link, and for remaining cases you need to have the other links. So whatever way you solve, so you have arranged those sentences using those links which I have mentioned so far, and you reach to the final sentence, and it must be conclusion, as you know, because final sentence is your conclusion. Now, how to identify a concluding sentence? The concluding sentence must contain some word which states some conclusion. For example, as a whole we can say, in conclusion we can say, together we can say, or we must do this to prevent this. It means there must be a concluding, means what education we got, what lesson we have learned from the entire passage, that is called conclusion. So you can easily identify the sentence telling you some conclusion. So these are two types of rearrangement, and in IBPS exam these types may be given. In SSC exams, instead of giving this type of sentences, what they provide first and last sentence, and you need to arrange the four sentences between the first and last. So it becomes a bit easier for you because we know the first and last sentence in that case. So I will discuss that in another session, but today there are two topics which I have already mentioned. Hope you got the point and you have understood this. Now let's come to the exercise. Now here is a passage for you. You read this passage and try to solve. Now the time is limited. We need to solve it as quick as possible. So I am reading. So first sentence. Had it been not for them, Indian banks would have had their hands tied down. Option B, sentence B. Today, almost all the countries are facing the heat of recession. Sentence C. One of these is the strict RBI and SEBI rules which regulated banking sector very efficiently. Option D. This could have led to massive losses to them which could have percolated to other sectors as well. And sentence E. However, there are a few things which help India in bouncing back from the state of recession. And sentence F. Like others, India too has not remained immune to the epidemic. So as you have seen, there are some sentences here, basically 6 sentences. You need to arrange them. Hope many of you have already arranged it. So I am trying to solve it. You just check it. So first of all, what is the first thing you need to do? You need to read all the sentences. Then you start finding independent nouns, because the first sentence must be your introductory sentence, and introductory sentence must have independent noun. So which one is your independent noun in this sentence? As you can see, today almost all the countries are facing the heat of recession, because the remaining sentences are connected to this particular topic, recession. So this is the first independent sentence. Today almost all the countries. So what are the nouns here? There are one noun is countries, another is heat of recession. There are two independent nouns in this sentence. So B may be your first sentence. So today almost all the countries are facing the heat of recession. Now next sentence, you try to find out any other noun or pronoun connected to countries or recession. As you can see in sentence F, like others. So others means what country which countries we are talking about. So there is a link between countries and others. Like others means other countries. India too has not remained immune to the epidemic. Now what is the epidemic we are talking about? The epidemic indicates recession here. It means like others means recession affects the entire world. So most of the countries are facing the heat of recession. Like others, like other countries, India is not immune to this. Matlab, what is the meaning of that? India is not remain immune. It means India is not remain unaffected. It means it affects India. It means it affects also India. So the second sentence will be like others. The second sentence will be like others, India too has not remained immune to the epidemic. Now in this sentence you got another new noun, which is India. Now you try to find another sentence having the link with India. Now you see in statement E or sentence E, you can see, however, there are a few things which help India in bouncing back from the state of recession. So here you can have India. So this India and this India may be linked up. So this is your part sentence 3. However, there are a few things which help India in bouncing back from the state of recession. It means in sentence F, what I am saying, that India is not remain immune. Now in next sentence, sentence E, I am saying in third sentence, however, there are few things which help India in bouncing back from the state of recession. It means India bounced back and it overcome the state of recession by virtue of some things, a few things. So you have another noun here, there are few things. Now in next sentence you need to find out what are the things we are talking about. Now you see what are the things we are talking about. One of these means it links with a few things. Now what are the things we are talking about? One of these is the strict RBI and SEBI rules. One of these is the strict RBI and SEBI rules which regulate banking sector very efficiently. So these are the things by virtue of which India bounced back. So this is your fourth sentence. So you got the link between few things and one of these. So what are the things we are talking about? The strict guideline and rules framed by RBI and SEBI. Now you got another noun. One is strict RBI and SEBI rules which regulated banking sector very efficiently. Now in this sentence you got another noun which is banking sector. So now let's try to find out any sentence related to bank. Now you can see in sentence say Indian banks are there. So this banking sector may be linked with this bank. And one thing is also here, had it been not for them, it means it indicates the strict RBI and SEBI rules or guidelines. So in both way, sentence C linked with sentence A. So next sentence must be your sentence A. Had it been not for them, Indian banks would have had their hands tied down. Now, hands tied down, as you know, it is an idiomatic expression. Hands tied down situation means in a very difficult situation. So, in this sentence, as you can see, had it been not for them, Indian banks would have had their hands tied down. It means if RBI or SEBI hadn't regulated the banking sector very efficiently, then Indian banks would have had their hands tied down. And final sentence, these could have led. So this means what we are talking about, this hands tied down situation. So this could have led to massive losses to them. Now them means, as you can see, it is pronoun. So which noun does it link? It links banks. So this could have led to massive losses to them, which could have percolated to other sectors as well. So percolated means it will spread into other sectors. If banking sector is affected, then all the sectors which are connected to bank, they will be definitely affected. So this is your last sentence, and last sentence means it is sentence number 6. So here is our arrangement is ready. So there is already one arrangement. So we have rearranged this. So finally our arrangement is B, then it is F, then it is E, then it is C, then it is A, and then it is T. So this is our proper arrangement. Hope you have understood. So in this question, basically we got the links between noun and noun and noun and pronoun. Now come to next passage. Now you try to solve this passage. So this is also based on new pattern. So as you can see, and these are current passage, and this type of passage may be given in your upcoming exams. So first sentence, so always remember, read all the sentence first. With all the bit information being available and tracked online, corruption has considerably reduced. Second sentence, today most, that is over 90% of the household in the city enjoy broadband connection. Sentence C, all city contracts are now bid for online. Sentence D, over 20 years ago, the city government, central government, and the private sector made a concerted effort to shift the economy to include IT. Sentence E, as our cities to expand and become more complex, such a system will make governance more manageable. And sentence F, this level of connectedness has changed not only cities' economy, but also how it is governed and how the business is conducted. So these are your sentences. So hope you got the meaning of those sentences. Now start to rearrange it. So as you know, the first sentence will be your introduction. So I hope you have already got the introductory sentence. And what is the introductory sentence? See, there are two options for that. I am explaining it to you. One is today, most, that is over 90% of the household in the city enjoy broadband connection. And another sentence, over 20 years ago, city government, central government, and the private sector made a concerted effort to shift the economy to include IT. So these are two famous choices for first sentence. Now which one will be your first sentence out of these two? Now here you have to apply your logical sense or common sense. See, in the second sentence, it is the result of sentence T. The B is the result of T. Why? Because 20 years ago, city government, central government, and the private sector made a concerted effort to shift the economy to include IT. It means they tried to include IT in the system, and that is why today over 90% of the household in the city enjoy broadband connections. So B is the result of D. B is the effect of D. So which one should be given earlier? Which one should be given preference? Definitely sentence D, because 20 years ago they tried to include IT. That is why today we are enjoying broadband connection, broadband communication. So sentence D will be your first sentence. See, this type of logical decision you need to take, you may have to take in your exam. So be ready for that, be prepared for that. So don't make any confusion. Always remember which one has the more importance, which one has the first appearance, which one has the first appearance before another one. That will be your first sentence. So here 20 years ago they tried to include IT. That is why today over 90% households are enjoying broadband communication. So D is your first sentence and second sentence will be your B. So in second sentence, as you can see, today most, that is over 90% of the city enjoy broadband connection. So you got a new noun here. So what is the new noun? As you can see, it is broadband connection. So next, try to find out any sentence having connection with this noun. As you can see, this level of connectedness. So connectedness may be linked with connection. So this level of connected means we are talking about broadband connection. So this may be your third sentence. So this level of connectedness has changed not only city's economy, but how it is governed and how the business is conducted. It means whenever you include information technology in your government system, then it becomes easier to run the government. That is why this level of connectedness, when all the sectors are merged together, so it is very easy to govern it. So this level of connectedness has changed not only city's economy, but also how it is governed and how the business is conducted. So here is your business. So new noun you got here, which is business. So next you try to find out the sentence telling you business or something like that. So as you can see, all city contracts are now bid for online. So business means contract. So all city contracts are now bid for online. So this business may be linked with contracts. So it may be your sentence 4. All city contracts are now bid for online. So here you got another noun, which is bid for online, bidding system, bid for online. So next sentence you must have a noun which is linked to that. So when all the bid information being available, here you can see there is also bid over here. So this bid may be linked with this. So this is your sentence 5. So in the fourth sentence you got all city contracts are now bid for online. All city contracts are now bid for online. And this sentence you have all the bid information being available and tracked online. So this bid may be linked with that. So all the bid information means bidding information being available and tracked online. Corruption has considerably reduced, because if everything is open to people, then corruption definitely will be reduced. So with all the bid information being available and tracked online, corruption has considerably reduced. So you got 5 sentences, so only one sentence is left to be the final sentence. So sentence E will be your final sentence, which is your sentence number 6. So it is a conclusion type sentence. As you can see, as cities do expand and become more complex, such a system will make governance more manageable. So it is a conclusion. As I have already mentioned, that conclusion means the result of something. As a whole we can say, as a result we can say. So whatever we have done in connection with information technology, so it will make governance more manageable. So this is your concluding sentence. So what is the correct order of this rearrangement. The first sentence will be D, thereafter second sentence will be your B, then third sentence will be your F, then fourth sentence will be your C, and then fifth sentence will be your A, and final sentence will be your E. So the order is D, B, F, then C is your fourth sentence, C, then A, and then E. Now in exam you may be asked which is your third sentence, which may be last but one. So according to that you may answer. So hope you have understood the process. So today we have discussed the process how to solve rearrangement, and also we solved two rearrangement. And what you have to do after that, you just watch this video carefully and note whatever information you need to note it in your copy. So you put down it, and then you start practicing from your previous year question paper. So you pen down the point whatever I have mentioned here, and then you start practicing from your previous year. Whatever book you have, whatever material you have, you practice from previous year and you apply the concept whatever you learned today. See, always remember one thing: there is no hard and fast rule of rearrangement. So it is just a concept. So there is no hard and fast trick that there is a formula and you got the answer. It is, you have to walk through a process. You have to walk through a certain path so that we can connect. It is just nothing but a connecting dots. As you know what is connecting dots, so you need to connect the dots. So hope you have enjoyed today's class. So you start practicing from your previous year question paper. So we will be back with you in another session with some more interesting topics on English. Till then, if you have liked our video, so please like it and subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon, so that as soon as we will upload our new video, you will get the first notification of that. Till then, thank you.